I'm here with Pat Brown at the Botanical Gardens in San Antonio, and she's going to tell us a little bit about what she does.
Okay, I'm a Texas Master Gardener under Texas AgriLife, and this is under Texas A&M. This area is called Water Saver Lane, and we had San Antonio Water System built these 6 houses here at their own expense in May 2005. With the Master Gardeners, we staff this every Saturday from 11 until 2. And we give handouts, Texas A&M handouts based on research to everyone coming in here. We have visitors from all over the world. The farthest away was India, but I had a lot of people from China, from South America, Europe, all over the United States, all over Texas. It's very interesting to talk to people from the other states to see what their Master Gardener program is and how it differs from ours. We have a lot of reference books that we have in our library here that we can look things up. And it's just very, very enjoyable, very satisfying. And as a Master Gardener, I have to have 30 hours of volunteer service every year. And I put in over 200 hours here at the plant clinic every Saturday. There's also some other volunteers that volunteer. And it was supposed to rain today, and as you can tell, the rain is coming up on us, and which we're very hopeful of because it's been so.
We are experiencing rain right now. We are very prone to drought conditions. So can you tell us what we could do for if we have a drought all over San Antonio, and what could we do for our garden?
Well, this is why the San Antonio Water System built these 6 houses. Each one of them are xeriscape type houses. And what they can do, it depends on where you live in San Antonio or in areas near here. Like we're in Texas Hill Country Garden right now. So if you live in the Hill Country section of San Antonio, which only has about an inch of soil, you can come here, look at these plants, and then you can get an ideas on your own landscaping. We also, the first house in the series here is called Manicured Xeriscape. The one next door is called Typical American Landscape. That has St. Augustine, which at various areas here in San Antonio you can grow St. Augustine all right. This is Hill Country. The next house is the Cottage Garden, which is kind of almost like an English garden, but it's still all xeriscape. The next one is the Wildscape Garden, and then the last one is the Spanish Courtyard, which is more desert-type plants. So whatever type of landscape you want, these are all water-saving landscapes except the typical American next door. So people can get all sorts of ideas from this, and then there's a website also that Texas A&M has. It's called plantanswers.com. They can log on to that, and they can ask questions on that site also. But these are all xeriscape except for the one next door.
Even though people know the names native plants and drought-resistant plants, where are some places that we can find them?
Well, in San Antonio, you might be able to find them at the big box stores. They do carry native plants there. There are several nurseries here that specialize more in native plants. Rainbow Gardens, Millburgers, Schultz Nurseries, Fanix Nurseries, Shades of Green. They are more, if you want to find native plants that you're sure are there, and they're all, so there are a lot of plants here that are not native that have adapted to the South Texas region that are from the Far East primarily. Oleander is very easy to grow here, and plus a lot of other plants that come from the Far East, and they've adapted themselves to this zone. So it's very easy to find. These just call in advance to be for sure that they have them, and either talk to the owner or manager there that is familiar with this area of plants. We also, Master Gardeners here, sell some books. This is Best of Texas. This Master Gardeners in Texas and Texas A&M University had a lot of input on this book. This is the new edition, just 2 years old. And it has a lot of photographs in there. They show a little raindrop if it's a drought-resistant plant. And they also show a sun if it's full sunlight. If it's half sunlight, they'll have a little divided area there that shows half sun, half shade. If it grows just in the shade, it will have just a darker color. And there's also designations in there that are a little state of Texas, which is best of Texas plants. And the best of Texas plants will grow all over the United States, all over Texas without any expertise of the person and any gardening knowledge. So it's really a great book, and they've added a new section in this edition 2 years ago, which are ornamental grasses, which are very popular now because they are drought tolerant, but you can still use them, in all sections, in your landscape.
Some people are thinking of having edible gardens. So can you tell us what they could grow?
Well, Texas AgriLife Extension puts one of our handouts that we give out here is recommended vegetable varieties for spring planting. We also have another handout that has for fall planting. And for the spring planting, it's things such as asparagus, beans, beets, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, cabbage, cantaloupe, carrots, Swiss chard, corn, cucumbers, eggplant, garlic, leeks, lettuce, mustard, okra, parsley, peas, hot peppers, Irish potatoes, radishes, spinach, squash, tomatoes. Every year Texas A&M comes out with a new tomato that they have at the stock show here, and it's the tomato of that year. Like the one this year is called Dwarf Healthy Surprise. They come out with a different tomato every year. And then watermelon. Another thing that a handout that we have from Texas AgriLife is edible flowers. And you can put these on top of food as a decoration, and they taste good, and that's bachelor buttons, basil, begonias, carnations, chicory, chives, cilantro, clover, coriander, cucumber, dandelion, daylilies, dill, English daisies, gladiolas, geraniums, hibiscus, honeysuckle, jasmine, lavender, lilac, marjoram, mint, mustard, orange, oregano, pansy, peas, radish, red bud, rose petals, rosemary, sage, scented garlic, thyme, tulip, violets, wood sorrel, yucca, and zucchini. So all the flowers on those plants are edible, and you can put those on your food. And like zucchinis, there's a zucchini blossom that's a large yellow blossom, and you can stuff that with cream cheese and deep fry it.
What about plants that they can make for tea?
Well, they can have several different kinds of mint. There's apple mint, chocolate mint, just all different kinds of mint that they can have, and then pick the leaves and make an infusion for tea. There's also calomel, which is considered a very soothing type tea. People also sometimes use lavender buds for tea. So those are the kind of things that they could have to make a tea out of.
Even though cost is going high for food, what are some herbs that they could plant for their own kitchen use?
Well, one of the handouts that Texas AgriLife Extension puts out is herbs for the landscape in the San Antonio area. And that includes artemisia, purple coneflower, Mexican mint marigold, which is a substitute for tarragon, mints, oreganos, rosemary, rue, sage, and then there's those are perennials. Then there's annuals such as basils, arugula, borage, chives, cilantro, calomel, dill, French sorrel, nasturtiums, pansies, poppies, and salad burnet. And those enhance, if you could get an inexpensive cut of meat and cook them with different herbs, you can save a lot of money then on your food by having a more enhanced taste in them.
Even though in Mexican culture they have cacti, can you tell us a little bit why?
Well, I had an experience with some neighbors down the block from me. They live on a corner the same that I do. And when they moved in and they put their fence up, they planted all of this cacti on the outside of it. And I thought it was rather strange because I live in an area of San Antonio that's not that dry. So one of my sons friends lived in that house, and he was talking to him about it, and they said, oh, they planted it there for security so that someone wouldn't try to crawl over their fence. And it also is drought tolerant too, and the fact that there's a street there, it would make that area more dry, so they didn't have to do anything about watering it, and then they had the security for their side of their fence.
Thank you so much for talking for us today.
Well, thank you for visiting us, and I hope that you enjoy the Botanical Garden and the Water Saver Lane, even though we're rather water-soaked because of all this rain right now, which we need.